Money doesn't mean you count, Mom said at brother's promotion. Dad, you're just bitter. I simply replied. Then he can cover the $6,900 per month. By morning, neighbors heard screaming, sister at door. Can you imagine spending 7 years of your life, pouring over $500,000 into your family, only for them to look you dead in the eye and tell you that you don't matter? Because that's exactly what happened to me. And when they did, I decided they didn't matter to me either. For 7 long years, I was my family's anonymous benefactor. Quietly, meticulously, I funded their entire lifestyle. Through work benefits, bank errors I leveraged, and special promotional rates, I made sure $6,900 landed in their accounts every single month. My parents never questioned where the extra money came from. Not the $2,000 for their mortgage, not Dad's $650 car lease, not Mom's $890 health insurance. They certainly didn't question how my brother, Derek, afforded $1,800 of his $4,200 luxury apartment rent, or how my sister Ashley managed $950 for daycare. Miscellaneous utilities, subscriptions that all added up. Over 7 years, 84 months, that was a staggering $579,600. They had no idea. And honestly, I never planned to tell them. Until that dinner. Our family narrative was simple. Derek was the golden child, the success story. Charismatic sales guy, VP of sales at 35, living the dream in his downtown high-rise. Me? I was Ryan, the quiet one. Back office finance work. Never amounted to much. Just there. What they never understood was that Derek's self-made success was built on my money. His sleek BMW lease? I co-signed and paid it every time he conveniently forgot. His apartment? Always mysteriously affordable? That was me. His lavish lifestyle that somehow worked on a base salary that definitely didn't cover it? All me. I never wanted credit. I just wanted them to be okay. That was the plan. Keep helping. Stay invisible. Be family. Then came Friday night. Derek got promoted. VP of sales. Big title. Corner office. The works. Mom, naturally, organized a celebration dinner. A fancy steakhouse downtown. 20 family members. I got the invitation via text on Thursday night. 9:47 p.m. From Mom. Derek's promotion dinner tomorrow 7 p.m. Russo's Steakhouse. You should come. Not we'd love to see you. Not please join us. Just, you should come. I went anyway. Arrived at 6:55 p.m. The private dining room was already packed. A long table, name cards at each seat. I found mine at the very end. Seat 19, right next to the swinging kitchen door. Every time a server walked through, I got a blast of heat and noise. Derek, of course, was at the head of the table, Mom and Dad flanking him. Ashley next to Mom. Extended family filled the middle. Me? At the far end, where you put people you invited purely out of obligation. I sat down. Uncle Tom to my left, deep in conversation with his wife, didn't even acknowledge me. Across from me, an empty seat. Then 2 cousins late, slid into spots 12 and 13, not even glancing my way. The energy at Derek's end was loud, bright, celebratory. Laughter, clinking glasses, someone already taking photos. My end? Quiet. Just me and the kitchen door. Appetizers arrived. Shrimp cocktail, oysters, all the fancy stuff. Dad stood up, glass raised. I want to make a toast to my son, Derek. VP of sales at 35, making us proud every single day. Proof that hard work and determination pay off. Everyone cheered, glasses clinking. Derek grinned like he'd just won an Oscar. From the time he was a kid, we knew he'd do something big, Dad continued. And look at him now, living the dream, making it happen. More applause. Derek stood, mock humble. Thanks, Dad. Couldn't have done it without the family support. I took a sip of water. Uncle Tom stood next. Always knew you'd make it big, Derek. You've got that drive. Aunt Patricia chimed in. Such a go-getter. We're so proud. Cousin Emily, living your best life. Derek soaked it in. Big smile. Confident. The golden child. Nobody mentioned me. Not even a passing. And his brother Ryan's here, too. Nothing. Salads arrived. I tried making conversation. Congrats, Derek. VP is a big deal. He glanced my way, nodded. Thanks, man. Then immediately turned back to Dad, continuing a story about his first day in the new role. I turned to Mom. How have you been? Busy planning this party. It's a lot of work. It looks great. Would have been nicer with a bigger budget, she sighed. But we work with what we have. A cold dread spread through me. I'd paid the $800 venue deposit 3 weeks ago through a restaurant billing error she believed without question. I said nothing. Ashley leaned forward from across the table. Mom, did you see Derek's post about the promotion? 2,000 likes already. Mom beamed. I shared it everywhere. So proud. He's trending in our family group chat, Ashley added. Everyone's talking about it. I wasn't in that group chat. Didn't even know it existed. Main course. Steaks, lobster tails, wine flowing. Derek was loud now, telling stories about closing deals, office politics, his corner office with the skyline view. Everyone laughed at every punchline. I ate quietly. Ashley glanced my way, then leaned toward Mom, whispering something. Mom looked at me. Ashley whispered again. Then, Ashley called across the table, her voice cutting through the noise. Ryan. I looked up. Why are you even here? The conversations around us dimmed slightly. A few people glanced over. What? You're not adding anything. Just sitting there. It's a family dinner for people who matter. The table grew quieter. More people were listening now. I set down my fork. Ashley, I'm just what? Being weird and quiet like always. Mom spoke up, a sharp edge in her voice. She has a point. Ryan, why did you come? Everyone was watching. You invited me out of obligation, I said, my throat tightening. Not because you wanted me here. No, you just sit there contributing nothing, Mom shot back. I'm celebrating Derek. No, you're sitting in the corner sulking like always. Dad set down his knife. She's right. You've got this energy, Ryan. Negative. Bitter. I'm not bitter. You are. You've always been jealous of Derek. And not even now, at his celebration, you're bringing down the mood. Derek looked uncomfortable, but didn't say a word. Just shifted in his seat. Ashley smirked. Mom leaned forward, her eyes narrowing. You think paying for things makes you important? I froze. What? Money doesn't mean you matter, Ryan. You're just there in the background covering bills or whatever you do. That's not the same as mattering. The room went completely silent. She didn't know. She had no idea. But she'd just said the one thing I'd been terrified to hear. Money doesn't mean you matter. 7 years. $579,600. And I didn't matter. You need to leave, Mom said quietly. You're ruining this. 20 people stared at me. Derek looked away. Ashley smiled. Dad nodded in agreement. I stood up slowly. You're right. Mom blinked. What? Money doesn't mean I matter. That's not what I... So, why am I paying for all of you? Silence. Complete. Total. Silence. Dad's face changed. What are you talking about? I pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, the one with the recurring payments I'd set up 7 years ago and maintained every single month without fail. I showed him the screen. Monthly transfers all labeled. Robert and Linda Patterson mortgage, $2,000. Robert Patterson vehicle lease, $650. Linda Patterson health insurance, $890. Derek Patterson rent subsidy, $1,800. Ashley Patterson childcare, $950. Patterson family utilities / miscellaneous, $510. Total monthly, $6,900. Dad stared at the screen. His face went pale. What is that? Your mortgage, your car, Mom's insurance, Derek's rent, Ashley's daycare, everything. Mom's hand went to her mouth. You've been paying $6,900 every month for 7 years? I turned to Derek. He looked utterly confused. My rent. $1,800 of your $4,200 monthly rent. Your landlord thinks it's a corporate housing subsidy. It's me. Has been since you moved in. Why would you? Because you're my brother, and I thought you needed help. I do need. Great. Then you can handle the $6,900 you all rely on every month. I pulled out my wallet, put down $75 cash, enough to cover my untouched steak and water. Enjoy your promotion, Derek. I walked toward the door. Behind me, chaos erupted. Ryan, wait. Mom, you can't just. Ashley, are you serious right now? Derek, dude, hold on. I didn't turn around. Pushed through the restaurant, past the bar, out the front door. Got in my car, sat there for a moment. Then I drove home and started making calls. 9:14 p.m. Home. Laptop open on my kitchen table. I pulled up every account, every payment, every automatic transfer I'd set up over 7 years. Started with the mortgage. Parents' payment, set up through a third-party property management service. They thought it was a county assistance program. Click. Cancel. Dad's car lease. Co-signed 3 years ago when his credit was bad. Monthly payments auto-drafted from my account. Click. Remove authorization. Cancel payment. Mom's health insurance. Supplemental policy I'd set up through my employer's family coverage option. Click. Cancel enrollment. Derek's rent. Paid through a corporate housing program I'd fabricated with his landlord's property management company. Click. End subsidy. Final payment this month. Ashley's daycare. Scholarship program I'd set up directly with the facility, paying the difference between what she paid and the real cost. Click. Withdraw scholarship. Notify daycare. Utilities, subscriptions, everything. Click. Cancel. Click, cancel, click, cancel. Every single payment. By 10:47 p.m., I was done. 7 years of support, erased in 90 minutes. I closed the laptop, made myself a drink, and went to bed. 6:02 a.m. Woke to my phone vibrating off the nightstand. 47 missed calls. 83 text messages. I scrolled through them. Dad, 3:42 a.m. Mortgage payment bounced. Bank called. What's going on? Mom, 4:15 a.m. Insurance company called, said I'm uninsured as of midnight. What happened? Derek, 5:03 a.m. Landlord just called. Said rent payment failed. Said the subsidy ended. WTF, Ryan. Ashley, 5:47 a.m. Daycare sent email. Bill doubled, says scholarship withdrawn. Call me now. Voicemails, 12 of them. I listened to the first one. Mom, crying. Ryan, please. There's been some mistake, the insurance company says. Deleted it. Didn't listen to the rest. Made coffee. Checked my bank account. $6,900 still sitting there. Not transferred out like usual. Felt good. 7:23 a.m. Doorbell rang, then pounding. Ryan, open the door. I know you're in there. Ashley's voice. I opened the door. She stood there, mascara smeared, eyes red, hair a mess. What did you do? Took your advice. What? You said money doesn't mean I matter. So I stopped spending it on you. You can't just. I can. I did. Daycare called. They want $900 this month. I can't afford that. That's the real price. What everyone else pays. I have kids, Ryan. And I had a family who told me I don't matter. We didn't mean. You said it in front of 20 people. Mom said paying for things doesn't make me important. So, I'm not paying anymore. She started crying harder. Please, my kids need that daycare. I can't work without it. Figure it out. You're my brother, and you asked why I was even at dinner. I closed the door. She pounded on it for another minute. Then I heard her footsteps going down the hall, crying the whole way. I finished my coffee, and didn't feel bad at all. By 9 a.m., my phone had exploded. 127 text messages, 34 missed calls, 19 voicemails. I muted the family group chat I'd somehow been added to overnight. Watched the notification counter climb. 43 messages, 67, 94, 108. Didn't read a single one. Made breakfast instead. Eggs, toast, orange juice. Sat at my kitchen table, eating slowly while my phone vibrated itself across the counter like a haunted object. 9:17 a.m. Doorbell again. This time it was Mom. I could see her through the peephole. Hair uncombed, wearing the same clothes from dinner. Eyes puffy. She knocked gently at first, then harder. "Ryan, please. We need to talk." I opened the door. Didn't invite her in. "What happened?" she asked. "The insurance company called at 4 in the morning. Said my coverage was canceled. The bank called about the mortgage. Your father's car got repossessed at 9 a.m., I said. I got the notification." Her face crumpled. "How did you know?" "Because I was the one making the payments. When I stopped, the leasing company initiated repossession. Standard procedure for missed payments." "But why? Why would you do this?" "You told me money doesn't mean I matter." "I didn't mean. You said it in front of 20 people at Derek's celebration. You told me I was ruining things just by being there." I was upset.
"So am I."
"But the mortgage, Ryan. We'll lose the house. You've got 30 days before foreclosure proceedings start. Plenty of time to figure it out. We can't afford." "You couldn't afford it for 7 years. You just didn't know it." She stared at me. "What does that mean?" "It means every month for 7 years, I paid your $2,000 mortgage, your $650 car lease, your $890 insurance premium, Derek's $1,800 rent subsidy, Ashley's $950 daycare, plus another $510 in utilities and subscriptions." I said it calmly, slowly, watching her face change with each number. That's $6,900 monthly. $579,600 total. She grabbed the doorframe. "Over $500,000? "Correct. Why didn't you tell us?" "Because I wanted to help. I thought you needed it. And I thought maybe if I helped enough, I'd matter." "You do matter."
"No, Mom."
"You made that very clear last night." I was angry. "You were honest. Finally. After 7 years of taking my money and treating me like I was invisible. We didn't know it was your money. Would it have changed anything?" She opened her mouth, closed it. "Would you have treated me better at that dinner if you'd known I was paying for Dad's car, Derek's apartment, your insurance?" Silence. "That's what I thought." "Ryan, please. We can fix this." "No. You can fix this. I'm done fixing things for people who don't think I matter." I closed the door. She stood there crying for 3 minutes. I counted. Then she left. 10:23 a.m. Derek called. I answered. "Dude, what the hell?" "Morning, Derek. My landlord just called. Said the rent subsidy was terminated. Said I owe $4,200 for this month, not $2,400. Said if I don't pay the full amount by the 15th, I'm out." Sounds like a problem. Why would you do this? You were there last night. You heard what Mom said. She was just standing up for Ashley when she asked why I was even there. "Yeah, I noticed you didn't say anything." I didn't know what to say. "How about Ryan's my brother and he's welcome here?" That would have worked. It wasn't my place. It was literally your celebration dinner. Silence. "Look," Derek said, his voice softer. "I get that things were weird last night, but you can't just pull the rug out from under us like this." I didn't pull anything. I just stopped being the rug. "Do you have any idea how much this is going to screw up my life? Do you have any idea how much money I spent making sure your life worked? I didn't ask you to. You never asked because you never knew. But you took it anyway. For 3 years. $1,800 every single month. That's $64,800, Derek." I heard him breathing hard on the other end. I thought the apartment complex had some corporate housing program. They do now. It's called Pay Your Own Rent. This is insane. What's insane is that I funded your entire lifestyle, and you still couldn't defend me at a dinner I paid for. You paid for dinner? The $800 venue deposit? The billing error Mom mentioned last week? That was me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I need you to turn the payments back on.
No.
Ryan figured out. You're a VP now. Should be easy. I hung up. Blocked his number. 11:04 a.m. Text from Ashley. Mom just told me. $500,000. That's insane. Why didn't you tell us? We could have helped you. I almost laughed at that last one. Me. You told me I didn't matter at dinner. Now you want to help me? Ashley. I was joking. Me. Funny joke. Really landed. Ashley. Okay, I was being a jerk. But you can't punish my kids for that. Me. I'm not punishing anyone. Just not funding them anymore. Ashley. Daycare costs $900 a month. I make $2,400. I can't afford that. Me. Most people figure out childcare before having kids. Ashley. I did figure it out. The scholarship covered it. Me. The scholarship I paid for. 3 debts appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Ashley. You're really going to let your nieces suffer because I said something stupid? Me. Your kids will be fine. You'll find a solution. People do. Ashley. What if I can't? Me. Then you'll learn what struggling actually means. Ashley. I hate you. Me. You hated me at dinner, too. At least now you're being honest. She stopped responding. I made lunch. 1:47 p.m. Dad called. I answered. Ryan, son, we need to talk. Okay. Your mother is beside herself. Derek is panicking. Ashley is crying. This whole thing is my fault. I didn't say that. You were about to. He sighed. Look, I get that last night was rough. Your mother said some things she didn't mean. She meant them, and maybe we could have been more welcoming. I sat next to the kitchen door. Dad. Seat 19 out of 20. Nobody talked to me. Ashley asked why I was even there. Mom said I didn't matter. You told me I was bringing down the mood at my brother's dinner that I paid for. We didn't know you paid. Would it have changed anything? Silence again. The same silence Mom gave me. This is about more than one dinner, Dad said finally. You're right. It's about 7 years of dinners, birthdays, holidays. Every family event where I showed up and got treated like furniture. That's not fair. What's not fair is paying for everyone's lives while being told I don't contribute. Nobody said you don't contribute. Mom did last night, in front of 20 people. She was emotional. She was honest. Dad's voice hardened. You're being dramatic. One bad dinner, and you blow up the whole family. I'm not blowing anything up. I'm just not funding it anymore. That's the same thing. Then maybe your family was built on money. That didn't mean I mattered. That's not.
He stopped.
Started again. The mortgage is due in 8 days. We don't have it. You never did. I paid it. We'll lose the house. Sell it, downsize, figure it out. We've lived there 30 years, and I've been invisible for most of them. Ryan, I have to go.
Dad.
Don't you dare, hang up. I hung up. Blocked his number too. 3:15 p.m. Unknown number called. I answered. Ryan, it's Aunt Patricia. Of course, they'd recruited extended family. Hi, Aunt Patricia. Honey, your mother called me. She's very upset. She told me what happened. Did she tell you about the $579,600?
Pause.
She mentioned you'd been helping financially. Helping? That's a nice way to put it. She said you canceled everything. The mortgage, the insurance, all of it. Correct. Sweetie, I understand you're hurt, but this seems extreme. Does it? Your parents are going to lose their home. Their home I was paying for. But their family. They made it very clear I'm not really family. I'm just there. Nobody thinks that. Mom said it. Dad agreed. Ashley and Derek said nothing. 20 people watched. Nobody defended me. Maybe they didn't realize. They realized. They just didn't care. Aunt Patricia sighed. What do you want, Ryan? Nothing. There must be something. I wanted to matter.
Can't buy that.
Apparently. If you just turn the payments back on. No, Aunt Patricia. I'm done. I'm done funding people who don't value me. I'm done being invisible. I'm done. You're making a mistake. The mistake was paying for 7 years without asking for anything in return. I'm correcting it. I hung up, didn't block her. She wouldn't call again. By 6 p.m., the family group chat had 283 messages. I opened it once, scrolled through. Derek, someone needs to talk sense into Ryan. Ashley, he's being insane. Mom, I don't understand where this came from.
Dad, pride.
Always been too proud. Cousin Emily, what happened? Derek, long story. Ryan's having a breakdown. Ashley, financially abusing us basically. Uncle Tom, that doesn't sound like Ryan. Ashley, well, it is. Aunt Patricia, I talked to him. He's very hurt. Mom, we didn't do anything. Aunt Patricia, Linda, you told him money doesn't mean he matters. Mom, I was making a point. Aunt Patricia, while he was secretly paying for your entire life. Silence in the chat for 3 minutes. Derek, wait, what? Aunt Patricia, $579,600 over 7 years. Mortgage, car, insurance, rent, daycare, everything. Ashley, are you serious? Aunt Patricia, ask your mother. More silence. Derek, Mom? Mom, we didn't know. Derek, that's not an answer. Mom, yes, he was paying, but we didn't know it was him. Ashley, I do not know someone's paying your bills. Mom, there were programs, assistants. We thought. Derek, you thought free money just appeared? Dad, watch your tone. Derek, my apartment. He's been paying $1,800 of my rent for 3 years. Ashley, my daycare. The scholarship. That was him. Uncle Tom, Jesus. Cousin Emily, and you told him he didn't matter? Mom, it wasn't like that. Ashley, I literally asked why he was even at dinner. Derek, F*********. Mom, this is private family business. Aunt Patricia, no, this is consequences. I closed the chat, poured myself a drink, sat on my couch, and smiled. Because for the first time in 7 years, I wasn't carrying them. They were carrying themselves. And they were learning how heavy it actually was. 7:42 p.m.
Doorbell.
All 3 of them this time. Mom, Dad, Derek, standing in my hallway looking desperate. I opened the door, didn't let them in.
We need to talk, Dad said.
You've got 3 minutes.
3.
2 minutes, 50 seconds now. Mom stepped forward. We're sorry about dinner, about what we said, all of it. Okay. We want to make this right, Derek added.
How?
They looked at each other. We could. Mom started. We could include you more. Make sure you feel valued.
No.
No, I don't want to be included more. I want you to handle your own lives. But the mortgage, Dad started. Not my problem. It'll ruin our credit. Should have thought about that before telling me I don't matter. Derek spoke up. Look, we messed up. We get it. But you can't just abandon us. I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm just not being your ATM anymore. That's the same thing. Ashley's voice from the hallway. She appeared behind them, mascara running again. My kids are asking why they can't go to daycare anymore. Tell them the truth. You can't afford it. Because you took away the money. I stopped giving you my money. There's a difference. Mom was crying now. Please, Ryan.
Please.
We're begging you. You're begging me because you need money, not because you value me. That's not true. If I turn the payments back on right now, would you treat me differently? Would you save me a better seat at the next dinner? Would you defend me when Ashley makes jokes? Would you actually see me? Nobody answered. That's what I thought. We would. Mom insisted. We would treat you better. Because I'm paying you. That's not love. That's a transaction. You're twisting this. I'm stating facts. Dad's face was red. You're being cruel. I'm being honest for the first time. You're destroying this family. No, Dad. I'm just not funding it. If it falls apart, that's on you. I started closing the door. Derek put his hand against it.
Wait.
Just, what if we paid you back? With what money? Over time, we could set up a payment plan. You couldn't afford your lives before. How are you going to afford them and pay me back? He had no answer. I don't want your money, I said. I want you to leave. Ryan, get out. I pushed the door closed. They didn't fight it. Heard them walking down the hall. Mom crying. Ashley shouting something I couldn't make out. Derek saying, "This is so F*** edition." Dad silent. I locked the door, went to bed, and slept better than I had in years. Because they finally understood what I'd been trying to tell them all along. Money didn't mean I mattered, but it sure as hell meant they couldn't function without it. And now they'd have to learn how. Day 3, Saturday morning. I woke up to silence. No missed calls, no texts, no doorbell. Just quiet. Made coffee, checked my phone out of habit. One notification, email from the property management company handling my parents' mortgage. Subject, payment failure. Account hashtag UV472819. Dear Mr. Patterson, we've been unable to process the monthly mortgage payment for account number 472819, Robert and Linda Patterson, 847 Meadowbrook Lane. As the authorized payer on this account, please update payment information within 7 days to avoid late fees and potential foreclosure proceedings. I marked it as read, deleted it, poured my coffee. 10:37 a.m. Unknown number. I answered. Mr. Patterson, this is Jennifer Caldwell from Westside Property Management. I'm calling about account. I know which account. I'm not the authorized payer anymore. Our records show. Your records are outdated. Contact Robert Patterson directly. He's the homeowner. Sir, if the payment isn't received by... Not my problem. I hung up. She called back. I declined. She called again. I blocked the number. Felt good. 1:14 p.m. Mom called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered. Ryan, please don't hang up. You have 2 minutes. The property management company called. They said you told them to contact us directly. Correct. We can't make the payment. Then you'll need to figure something out. We don't have anything to figure out. We don't have $2,000. Get a second job. That's what people do. We're in our 60s, Ryan. We can't just. You're 62 and 64. Plenty of people work at that age. Your father has a bad back. His back wasn't too bad to tell me I was ruining Derek's dinner. Silence. That's what this is about, she said quietly. You're punishing us. No, I'm just not protecting you anymore. There's a difference. We're going to lose the house. You've got options. Refinance, downsize, sell, and move somewhere cheaper. People do it every day. We've lived here 30 years, and I've been invisible for most of them. That's not fair. What's not fair is spending $579,600 on people who told me money doesn't mean I matter. Her voice cracked. Would you have treated me better if you'd known? What? That's what you asked me. Would we have treated you better at that dinner if we'd known you were paying for everything? Yeah, I remember. I didn't answer. I noticed. Long silence. I could hear her breathing, shaky, uneven. I need to know, I said. Would you have? More silence, then quietly. I don't know. Something in my chest twisted. At least you're honest now. Ryan, that's all I needed to hear. I hung up, stood in my kitchen, staring at nothing. She didn't know. After 7 years, after $579,600, after everything, she still didn't know if I would have mattered. 3 p.m. I called my lawyer, Margaret Vance. I'd used her for estate planning 2 years ago. Efficient, no nonsense, perfect. Ryan, good to hear from you. What can I do? I need to make some changes to my will and beneficiaries. Certainly. What kind of changes? Remove my parents, brother, and sister from everything. All accounts, all policies, all inheritance.
Pause.
That's significant. May I ask why? Family issue. I see. And who would you like to designate instead? Charity. I'll send you a list. Split it evenly. Understood. I'll draft the amendments. Anything else? Yes, I need documentation. I've been making financial contributions to family members for 7 years. Substantial amounts. I want everything recorded, itemized, dated, in case it becomes relevant. Are you anticipating legal action? I'm anticipating they'll try to claim I owe them something. I want proof I don't. Smart. I'll need bank statements, payment records, anything showing the transactions. I'll send everything today. Perfect. This will take about a week. I'll have everything notarized and filed properly. Thanks, Margaret. Ryan, off the record. Whatever happened, I'm sorry. Family situations are never easy. Thanks. They're easier when you stop funding them, though. She laughed, sad but understanding. I'll be in touch. 5:47 p.m. The family group chat exploded. I'd been watching the notification counter climb all day. 47 messages. 89, 56, 203. Finally opened it. Derek. Dad's car got repossessed this morning. Ashley. Are you kidding me? Derek. The tow truck came at 9 a.m. Took the BMW right out of the driveway. Mom. I've never been so humiliated. Dad. Neighbors watched the whole thing. Uncle Tom. Jesus. Ashley. Ryan did this. Derek. Obviously. Mom. He won't answer my calls. Ashley. He answered mine yesterday. Told me to figure it out myself. Cousin Emily. What's happening? Derek. Ryan canceled everything. All the payments he was making. Now it's all falling apart. Aunt Patricia. Did you try talking to him? Mom. Yes. He doesn't care. Said we have to handle our own lives now. Ashley. He's being vindictive. Derek. Can we legally do anything? Uncle Tom. Like what? Derek. Sue him? He was making those payments for years. Doesn't that create some kind of obligation? Aunt Patricia. You can't sue someone for stopping a gift. Derek. It wasn't a gift if we didn't know about it. Aunt Patricia. That makes it more of a gift, Derek. Ashley. So, we just let him destroy everything? Dad. I don't know what else to do. Mom. The mortgage is due in 5 days. We don't have it. Uncle Tom. Can you take a loan? Dad. Our credit isn't good enough. Ashley. Why not? Dad. Because we've been living beyond our means for years without realizing it. Derek. This is insane. Ashley. Someone needs to make him understand what he's doing. Mom, he understands. He just doesn't care. I started typing. Me. I care. I cared for 7 years. $6,900 every single month. $579,600 total. Mortgage, car, insurance, rent, daycare, utilities. Everything. The chat went silent. Me. You know what I got in return? Seat 19 at Derek's dinner, next to the kitchen door. Ashley asking why I was even there. Mom telling me money doesn't mean I matter. Dad saying I was bringing down the mood. Me. So, you're right. I don't care anymore. Because you taught me that money doesn't mean I matter. So, I'm keeping it.
Derek.
Dude, we apologized. Me. You apologized because you need money, not because you valued me. Ashley. That's not true.
Me. Really?
When's the last time any of you called me before you needed something? When's the last time I was invited to anything that wasn't obligatory? When did any of you defend me when I was being insulted? No response. Me. That's what I thought. You're not upset that I'm gone. You're upset that your ATM is closed. Mom. We're your family. Me. You told me money doesn't mean I matter. Turns out you only matter to me when I'm not paying for you. Figure your own lives out. I'm done. I left the group chat, muted all notifications from everyone in it, and went to make dinner. Day 7, Friday. I was at work when Derek showed up. I work in corporate finance for a mid-sized tech company. Quiet job, private office. Nobody bothers me. Until 2:34 p.m., when security called. Mr. Patterson, your brother's in the lobby. Says it's urgent. Tell him I'm busy. He's pretty insistent. Says he'll wait. It's been 40 minutes already. Damn it. I'll be down. Derek was pacing the lobby. Expensive suit, but something was off. Wrinkled tie loose, hair not perfectly styled like usual. Ryan, thank God. What do you want? Can we talk somewhere private? We can talk here. He looked around, lowered his voice. I lost my job. I blinked. VP position? They let me go this morning. Why? Performance issues. Not meeting expectations. Bunch of corporate speak for, you're not cutting it. That was fast. You just got promoted.
Yeah.
Well. He laughed bitterly. Turns out I was never ready for VP. They promoted me too fast. I couldn't keep up. And now. He trailed off. Now you can't afford your apartment. I finished. I can't afford anything. The severance is ****ing 2 weeks. I've got maybe a month before I'm completely broke. That's rough. That's it. That's all you have to say. What do you want me to say? I don't know. Something. Anything. I'm drowning here.
So, swim.
His face went red. You're really going to let me lose everything? I'm not letting you do anything. You're losing what I was paying for. That was never yours to begin with. I worked for that apartment. You worked for $2,400 of it. I paid the other $1,800 for 3 years. That's $64,800, Derek. Money you never earned. That VP position? You only looked good enough for it because you weren't stressed about basic living expenses. Because I made sure you weren't. That's not. You were living a lifestyle you couldn't afford all my money. And when you got promoted beyond your actual competence, you failed. That's not my fault. He stared at me. You really believe that? I know that. So what now? I just lose everything. No, you downsize. Find a job you can actually do. Live within your means. Like most people. I don't want to live like most people. Then you should have been nicer to the person paying for you not to. He stepped closer, angry. Now you're punishing me for one dinner. I'm not punishing you. I'm just not subsidizing you. There's a difference. My career is ruined. Your career was built on a foundation you didn't pay for. It was always going to collapse. You're my brother, and you sat there while Ashley asked why I was even at your dinner. You said nothing. You let them tear me apart at a party I funded. I didn't know what to say. How about stop? How about he's family? How about anything? Derek's shoulders slumped. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm really, genuinely sorry for what? Being mean? Or losing your meal ticket? That's not fair. You lost your job and came here. Not because you missed me. Because you need money. He couldn't deny it. I have to go back to work, I said. Ryan, please. Figure it out, Derek. You're smart, capable. You'll survive without help. The way I always did. I walked back to the elevators. He called after me. I lost everything because of you. I turned around. No, you lost what I was paying for. That was never yours. The elevator doors closed on his face. Day 14. 2 weeks after the dinner. Aunt Patricia called. I answered. Ryan, it's done. What's done? Your parents sold the house. Already. Cash offer, below market, but they needed it. They close in 3 weeks. Where are they moving? Small rental, 2-bedroom, other side of town. Ashley and the kids are moving in with them. All of them in a 2-bedroom? They don't have a choice. Ashley can't afford her place without the daycare subsidy. She had to quit her job. Can't afford childcare at full price. That's unfortunate, Ryan. Her voice was gentle. This is destroying them. They destroyed themselves. By not knowing you were helping, by not caring. Even after they found out, your mother asked if you'd treat them better if you knew. You never answered. She didn't answer either when I asked her the same thing.
Pause.
She told me about that conversation. Then you know why I'm done. I do. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm watching your family fall apart. It was always apart. It was just expensive to hide it. Your father had a breakdown last week. Just sat in the driveway crying. Said he didn't know how they'd failed you so badly. Something in me twisted, but I pushed it down. He had 62 years to figure that out. And Derek's moved back home, too, with your parents. Couldn't afford his place anymore. He got overpromoted. It happens. He told me you said his whole career was fake.
His lifestyle was.
The career collapsed on its own. Aunt Patricia sighed. What do you want, Ryan? What would make this right? Nothing. I don't want anything from them. That's the point. So, they just suffer forever? They just learn to handle their own lives, like I did, without help, without support, without someone paying for everything while they told me I didn't matter. You mattered. They just didn't realize.
They realized.
They just didn't care. And now that the money's gone, they care. That's not love. That's dependency. She was quiet for a long moment. You're right.
What?
You're right about all of it. They took you for granted. They treated you terribly. And they only cared when it affected them financially. Thank you. But Ryan, you're still losing your family. I lost them 7 years ago. I'm just acknowledging it now. She didn't argue. Take care of yourself, she said softly. You, too. She hung up. I sat in my apartment. Alone, but not lonely. Just free. 3 months after the dinner, I hadn't spoken to any of them. Blocked numbers, no social media, no contact. Life was simpler, quieter, better. Bank account growing, stress decreasing, sleep improving. I got promoted at work, senior financial analyst, 15% raise. Took a vacation, first one in 5 years. Colorado. Mountains. No cell service for 4 days. It was perfect. When I got back, there was a letter. Hand-delivered. My apartment building manager said someone dropped it off. Plain envelope, no return address. Opened it. Ryan, I know you don't want to hear from me, but I need to tell you this. I lost the VP job. You were right. I wasn't ready. I was in over my head. And without the stress of rent and bills, I didn't realize how unprepared I was. I'm working retail now, assistant manager at a sporting goods store, making $42,000 a year, living with mom and dad in their rental, sleeping on a couch. Ashley's there, too, with the kids. It's chaos. We're all miserable. Mom cries every day. Dad barely speaks. They're both working part-time jobs. Mom at a grocery store, Dad at a hardware store. They sold the house for $280,000. After paying off the mortgage and closing costs, they had $60,000 left. That's supposed to last them through retirement. I know you don't care, and I get it. We destroyed everything. But I need you to understand something. I didn't know it was you. None of us did. We thought the money just worked out somehow. And that was stupid, naive, privileged, all of it. But we didn't know. And now we do. And it's too late. You asked if we would have treated you better if we'd known. Mom couldn't answer. I can. Yes, we would have. Not because of the money, but because we would have finally seen you. Really seen you. What you were doing. How much you cared. We took you for granted. Treated you like you were invisible. Made you feel like you didn't matter. And the worst part? You proved us wrong. You mattered more than anyone. You were holding everything together. And we never knew.
I'm sorry.
I know that's not enough. I know it's too late, but I needed to say it. I hope you're happy. I really do. Because you deserve to be. Derek. I read it twice. Then put it in a drawer. Didn't respond. Because he was right. It was too late. They'd learned what I was worth, only after I stopped giving it to them. And by then, I'd learned I was worth more than they'd ever pay. 18 months later, I'd moved. New apartment, different part of the city, better neighborhood, actual parking spot, dishwasher that worked. New phone number, changed it 6 months after the dinner. Fresh start. Work was good. Senior analyst, respectful colleagues, boss who valued my input. Dating someone, casual, no pressure. Her name was Claire, marketing consultant. Made me laugh. Life was normal, quiet mine. No emergency calls, no crisis texts, no family drama bleeding into every moment. Just peace. Thursday afternoon, 4:47 p.m. I was finishing up a quarterly report when security called. Mr. Patterson, someone's here to see you. Says he's your brother. My stomach tightened. Tell him I'm not available. He said he'd wait. It's been 40 minutes already. Damn it. I'll be down in 5. I saved my work, grabbed my jacket, took the elevator down. Derek was in the lobby. Different than I remembered. Thinner, older somehow, cheaper suit, hair graying at the temples. He looked tired, really tired.
He stood when he saw me.
Ryan, thank God. How'd you find me? Your old employer. I told him it was a family emergency. It's not. I know.
I'm sorry.
I needed to see you. I got your letter 18 months ago. I know. I didn't expect you to respond. Then why are you here? He shifted his weight, uncomfortable. I wanted to apologize. In person. You already did. In writing. That was different. That was, I don't know, easier. I needed to say it to your face. I crossed my arms. Okay, say it. I'm sorry. For everything. The dinner, the years before, not defending you, taking your money without knowing. All of it. Okay. He looked stunned. Okay? That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say? I don't know. Anything. You're just cold. I'm done, Derek. That's not cold. That's just done. I lost everything. You lost what I was paying for. My career, my apartment, my life. Your life that was built on my money. That was never real. It was real to me. Because you didn't know the cost. Now you do. He ran his hand through his hair, frustrated. I'm working retail, making barely enough to survive, living with mom and dad in a 2-bedroom rental, sleeping on a couch at 37 years old. That's rough. That's all you have to say? What do you want me to say? That I'll fix it? I won't. I'm not asking you to fix it. I just want, I don't know.
Something.
Anything that shows you give a S asterisk asterisk asterisk. I gave a S asterisk 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 for 7 years. $579,600 worth. Where were you when I needed something? You never asked. I never asked because I knew you wouldn't care. That landed.
His face changed.
You're right, he said quietly. You're absolutely right. I know. So what now? We just never speak again. Probably. That's it? After everything? After everything? Yeah, that's it. He stared at me, eyes watering. I'm your brother. You were. When it was convenient. When it cost you nothing. That's not fair. Neither was seat 19. He flinched. I have to go, I said. I have plans tonight. Ryan, please. Take care of yourself, Derek. I walked back to the elevator.
He didn't follow.
Saturday morning, coffee shop. Claire met me at our usual spot. Corner table. Good light. You're quiet today,
She said.
Derek showed up at my work Thursday. The brother?
Yeah.
What did he want? To apologize again. Did you accept it? I acknowledged it. She smiled. There's a difference. Big difference. How do you feel?
I thought about it.
Really? Thought nothing. I don't feel anything. Is that bad? I don't think so. I think it means you're actually done. Not angry, not hurt. Just done. She reached across the table, squeezed my hand. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't move forward while carrying them. I'm not carrying anyone anymore. I know. That's why you're different than when we met. Different how? Lighter. Present. Like you're actually here. I smiled. I am here. Good. Stay here. That night, I pulled out my laptop, opened an old spreadsheet I'd created a year ago. Never showed anyone. Title. Money that didn't mean I mattered. Each payment, every month, 7 years. Itemized mortgage, $176,400. Car lease, $54,600. Insurance, $74,760. Rent subsidy, $64,800. Daycare, $79,800. Utilities/miscellaneous, $48,400. Total, $579,600. And below that, I'd added notes. Birthday dinners attended, 23. Birthday dinners thrown for me, 0. Family events I funded, 47. Times I was thanked, 2. Years of invisible support, 7 seconds it took them to dismiss me. 4 money spent, $579,600. Value received, 0. I looked at it for a long time. Then I created a new sheet. Title: What I kept instead. New apartment deposit, $2,400. Vacation to Colorado, $8,800. Investment account started, $25,000. Emergency fund, $40,000. Retirement contribution increase, $12,000 a year. Peace of mind, priceless. I saved it. Closed the laptop. Didn't need to look at it again. 2 years after the dinner, Mom tried one more time. Letter, hand-delivered to my apartment building. Manager gave it to me with a sympathetic look. Family, she used to say. Opened it later. Glass of wine.
Come.
Ryan, I don't expect you to respond. I don't even know if you'll read this, but I need you to know. You were right about everything. We took you for granted. Treated you like you were invisible. Made you feel like you didn't matter. And when we found out what you'd been doing, we still didn't understand. We were angry, hurt, felt betrayed. But you weren't betraying us. You were just finally valuing yourself. We lost the house. Your father and I work part-time jobs now. We're 65 and 67. We thought we'd be retired. Derek works retail. Ashley's kids ask why they don't have their own rooms anymore. Everything fell apart. And I finally understand why. It was never real. None of it. Our lives only worked because you made them work. And we never even noticed. You asked if we would have treated you better if we'd known. I couldn't answer the truth. I still don't know. Maybe we would have. Maybe we would have finally seen you. Or maybe we would have just expected it, taken it for granted in a different way. I want to believe we would have been better. But I'm not sure. And that's the worst part. You deserved better. You deserved to matter. Not because of money. Just because you're my son. I'm sorry I couldn't give you that. I hope you're happy. I hope you've built something good because you deserve it.
Mom.
I folded the letter. Put it in the drawer with Derek's.
Didn't respond.
Because she was right about one thing.
She still didn't know.
After everything, after losing everything, she still didn't know if I would have mattered. And that told me everything. Present day. I'm 30 years old. Live in a great apartment, good job, healthy savings, dating someone I actually like. No contact with my family. Not blocked, just nothing. They learned to survive without me. Barely. Painfully. But they did it. Derek still works retail. Ashley lives with our parents. Mom and Dad work part-time to make ends meet. Everything I built for them?
Gone.
And here's the irony they'll never understand. Money didn't mean I mattered, but it sure as hell meant they couldn't survive without it. They spent 7 years telling me I was invisible. Background noise. Not worth their attention. Then I disappeared. And suddenly, I was all they could see. Because I wasn't gone. The money was. And they finally realized I wasn't the one who didn't matter. I was the only one who did. They just figured it out too late. By the time they understood my value, I'd already learned theirs. And the difference? I could survive without them. They couldn't survive without me. That's not revenge. That's just math. And the numbers, they don't lie. $579,600 bought me 7 years of invisibility. Stopping those payments? That bought me the rest of my life. Best investment I ever made. So, after hearing all of this, if you were in my shoes, what would you have done? Would you have held on to that anger? Or tried to fix things with your family? Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious.